Regé-Jean Page. It doesn't hurt that, he's my stunt double, right?
Yeah.
He just,
I was going to say you guys look identical.
You know what I mean? Especially like right here in the abs, you know what I mean? I get that all the time, right?
Yeah, that was actually Will. That's the big secret.
Do you know what? You're both like, I call you guys gods when it comes to rom-coms because you guys get you guys get it.
Thank you.
Because there's like the rom-com curse where they're like, oh, you can't make them the same, they don't do it, blah blah. Talk to me about the making of this and how it just came together and you're like, you know what, I need to be part of it.
Well, I mean, we're both such fans of the rom-com.
Absolutely.
And I always say it's the most enduring genre. It's been around forever. And it particularly comes to I think its greatest strength when the world needs an escape and when people need to not have the cynicism reflected back at them, but actually have the belief in love reinstilled in them. And we thought about that every day. How do we bring joy to the world?
I mean, Tuscany is quite an iconic place when it comes to cinema, especially for you, Kat. How did you go about approaching this? Because it always feels like the third lead in this movie. What is it about Tuscany that made you go, this is it, and we're going to portray it in this way that influences our characters' decisions also?
Well, the script was written to be set in Tuscany because Ryan Engel wrote it along with his wife, and they wanted to make something that just felt sumptuous in every way, from the food to the location. And then our job was to come in and not feel like we were just using Italy as a backdrop, but, to tie into Anna's journey. She falls in love with a man, but she also falls in love with a place, a family, a very specific Tuscan family. She falls in love with the food and the wine and a simpler way of living that we really found to be true when we were there.
They tell you there's a rom-com coming and you're like, you know what, get me in it. Yeah? Get me on that project, yeah? What was it about this one that set it apart from anything else you've worked on prior?
It's so different. I love it because it's a journey of discovery, right? You've got this young woman. She's a hot mess.
Yeah.
She's made bad decisions in her life. She's going through some things. Then she makes a major bad decision, which is jumping on a plane to a country she's never been to where she knows no one with no money. I don't advise it. However, it does work out. And sometimes you got to step outside your comfort zone. So I loved it because it was a journey of discovery. It has those classic rom-com elements about, a young woman who has to discover and find herself and what's important for her. But I also love this backdrop, which did become a character. That's so important. And then we had the perfect lead opposite her in Regé-Jean Page. It doesn't hurt that, he's my stunt double, right?
Yeah.
He just,
I was going to say you guys look identical.
You know what I mean? Especially like right here in the abs, you know what I mean? I get that all the time, right?
Yeah, that was actually Will. That's the big secret.
So what I love about Regé was just the fact that he's somebody's going to always be very prepared. And together, he and Halle found such a rhythm and such a chemistry in their characters.
So you guys actually went out to go and seek Halle and Regé, yeah?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
What was it about them two separately that you made just complete sense having them together?
Well, look, I'll talk about Halle because there was really nobody else who could play this role, and I'll tell you why. Anna is crazy. She gets on a plane with $1 in her pocket. She breaks into a villa. She lies to little old ladies. And when it's Halle playing Anna, you're like, yep, that's what I would do too. It's okay. It's not a crime. It is a moving, heartfelt act. And she has so much like love and beauty and authenticity inside of her that she can get away with anything. And that's what I really wanted in this role.
And I'll say with Halle, I had made a movie with her sister. So I loved me some Bailey girls. They are my girls. I love them. They're awesome. And then we needed that perfect lead opposite her. And the thing about Regé is somebody that, we both have wanted to work with. And he's somebody that's going to come in. He's going to deliver for whatever the character is and whatever's on the page. He's going to go above it. He's going to augment whatever's there. That's the fun of finding a rhythm with characters who are going to take what's on the script and then give it even more. And then I give props to Kat because as a director, she's conducting an orchestra. And she knows when to be very, very strict about sticking to the things, but then also when to be very malleable about saying, you know what, find it and play and make it your own. And together, I think it just helps for an organic mix.
That's so beautiful. I mean, you've got some nice things to say about Kat. Fab, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Kat's great.
Now let me talk about Will.
Go slow on this part, Kat. Take your time.
You called him a god. But really, the pleasure of working with Will is that he loves to laugh. He loves the genre. So there's this passion that comes with working with Will that I was so excited by because he really supports you as a filmmaker. And then on top of that, he has this macro brain where he sees things from the audience's point of view. And, as a partner, it was just really a joy. And, I think he thinks of the audience in a way that that is new for me. And it was really enlightening. And, there's a little story I love to tell about the end of the film where the ladies are in the tour bus and they say he's not that fine. And that actually came out of us talking about having the sprinklers and how beautiful it would be to see them kiss in the rain. And then this guy goes, yeah, but my audience is going to say, and then he said it and I said, that has to be in the movie. Yeah. And so it was always a constant evolution in conversation in our partnership.
Yeah, because that blooper scene was fantastic at the end.
Yes.
Absolutely fantastic.
You have to stay to the end when you go to the cinemas because we got a nice little blooper scene. But I told Kat, I said, listen, those edges, they're going to be ruined forever. And the audience is going to be thinking it. Yeah. Am I right?
I felt it. I was like, yo, where's she running to? You got to retwist. Don't go in the rain right now. Hello?
Where's she going to get them retwisted? In Italy.
And that was
in
what
Tuscany.
It was. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You're thinking.
I'm with you. But Kat got it. She was immediately like, you're right. Let's see it in the movie.
I was like, and then you can get away with it, right? Because you're saying what the audience is going to say.
Yeah. And the last thing before I leave you guys, what do you want everyone to take away from this film?
Joy.
Yes.
Simple as that.
Yes.
I want them to walk in first and let the world fade away, go with their friends, their family, have a great time, have a great escape, and remember that love is real.
There you go. Well said.